Blade Runner Black Lotus is the latest in the continuing saga of the Blade Runner universe that's been bolstered by anime short films, video games, comics, and of course Blade Runner 2049. Black Lotus's 2-episode premiere does set up some intrigue worth sticking around for, although it's brought down by some unimpressive animation and voice acting. In this CG animated series, the story is still replicant-centric, but with a slight twist. The two films were noir stories told from male Blade Runner perspectives, but Black Lotus shakes it up by framing the series from the perspective of Elle, voiced by Jessica Henwick, a young female replicant who has amnesia. Now there's a lot at question for Elle right at the opening moments of the pilot, as she wakes up in an abandoned building in the middle of a wasteland. Exploring the facility, she wanders outside to find a small group of seemingly average people who are just as confused, all suddenly locked out of the protection of the building. Cars come across the horizon carrying some extremely enthusiastic gun nuts, and everything snaps into a Mad Max-skinned version of 1932's The Most Dangerous Game, or 2019's The Hunt. A brutal chase ensues where Elle figures out she's got some serious combat and strategy skills that keep her and another young woman alive. Meanwhile, in the city, the LAPD is investigating a Black Lotus murder of a senator that points to a replicant behind the job. So now the mystery is truly afoot. Black Lotus is co-directed by Japanese anime legends Shinji Aramaki and Kenji Kamiyama, and they're clearly deeply reverent of rainy, neon-drenched environments that aesthetically define the Blade Runner films. They and their animators capture that futuristic, urban, dank, melancholic vibe to a T. But outside of the environments, the human animation is disappointingly underwhelming. Obviously, budgets make all the difference, but in this case, there's a very vacant-eyed, plastic look to everyone, from the hair down to the clothes. It prevents us from getting immersed in the animation because the performances are stilted by the technology. The voice work doesn't always help either.
You lost your memory, but you remember you lived here.
Henwick is clearly working hard to make Elle vulnerable, sympathetic, and at times ruthless, but the bad guys she encounters are vocally one note right through the second episode. In the English dub, some acting heavy hitters like Brian Cox and Wes Bentley eventually come into the story. They're sure to add some texture and gravitas to the proceedings, but they're not there to open the series, and that impacts the overall engagement and stakes. As for the action, Elle gets to knock heads with a variety of men and women. There's some well-done street fighting choreography in the second episode, but nothing feels particularly groundbreaking as of yet. The most interesting elements are the non-linear images and sequences that Elle experiences throughout her journey of discovery. They're effective breadcrumbs to keep us engaged and to show that there's a far more proactive Elle that's just waiting to come out once she can get a foothold on her life. Black Lotus feels like it can be an engaging watch, but out of the gate, it's not quite there yet. Blade Runner Black Lotus captures the overall vibe and aesthetics established by Ridley Scott's 1982 film. However, the CG animation is underwhelming in 2021. While Elle is given an intriguing predicament to unpack in the first 2 episodes, the action and some of the voice acting aren't particularly noteworthy. The slow open build to connect the puzzle pieces of Elle's life has promise though, and its adult sensibility make it worth giving Black Lotus more time to reveal itself. For more anime, check out what we thought of My Hero Academia World Heroes Mission, and for everything else, stick with IGN.